Hello, friends, and welcome to the space where we discuss business, landscaping, beer, and everything in between. I'm your host, Heather Gerard from My Landscape Artist here in London, Ontario, Canada. And this is Season 2 of Hops and Hedges. Stay tuned after each episode for a message from our sponsor, ext.tech. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. There we go. We are now recording. With me today is John Harsevort from Maple Ridge Living out in Hamilton. You are the design manager. Very nice.
True. It's a little bit of a glorified title. I basically just managing myself because I'm the only designer in the company.
Oh, there you go. Excellent.
The design manager kind of came across because at the time we actually had a junior designer on staff. So I was kind of managing a team, I guess. But I guess manager because I'm kind of managing myself as the in-house designer, but also just kind of like what the design looks like going out and then the follow-up.
Yep, follow-up, dealing with the clients, right? There's operations, there's sales, there's working with... It's so funny how so many people not within our profession don't necessarily realize all the hats we wear as designers. So myself included, that's what I am. I'm a designer, but it's not just drawing the pictures. Like we're doing the inventory and analysis. We're doing that client meeting. We're taking that client interview. You know, we're assessing the property. We're connecting people and contractors and subcontractors where I want to build this thing. I'm not sure how to build this thing. I'm going to call a guy, right? Or girl or whatever. Like we're such connectors. And I think that's really what I personally find really rewarding. Is that you're not in a cubicle by yourself. You need to be connected to other people and other experts in order to get the thing actually to be buildable.
Absolutely. That's interesting that you said connector because that was, I was kind of anticipating this episode and that you would kind of ask what I do. And connector was actually one of the big words that I was thinking of, and for those exact same reasons.
Yeah.
Even down to the point sometimes when you're sitting, whether it's on a Zoom call or in front of a client couple, and you're almost like marriage counselor for a minute there. You're kind of connecting, making sure that, because one person, maybe it's only one of the people in the relationship that actually initiated the work and the other person's along for the ride. And, or they're looking at things from a very different way, whether it's female, it's always different. That's part of it. And then also, I'm not a little bit different than you, where you are a designer who sells your work to contractors or does work for contractors. I'm a
or to homeowners.
Or to homeowners, yeah, true. Yep. I'm a designer. I work for a design build company. I design specifically only for our company.
Right.
So that's a little bit different than you. And where I'm going with that is part of my job then is I'm always kind of thinking about, okay, what's my estimate manager going to look at in this design? I have a salesman who, initiated the conversation with the client. I got to make sure that I'm aligning with him and that he's able to take. So part of our process is our sales manager does the initial intake, gets a lot of the info, provides me with a design scope by design, but then I basically take over for sometimes months with the client, where the sales manager is more or less out of the picture. He's CC'd on emails, but I'm now basically becoming the salesman and the counselor and the connector and everything along the way until we get to, okay, now we've reached the final. Now it goes back to the salesperson. So all of those hats. It's a lot.
So are you a designer / estimator? So do you estimate it as well? Or does that go to another team? And
we now have, so our company, we've been around for, it'll be, I think 23 years this year. I've been with
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've been with them for 20. I'm going into I think it's my 19th or 20th year. It all blurs after a while.
Yep.
But yeah, over the years, so I wore all those hats before when we were much smaller. So I was a designer, project manager, estimator, and then the company Tim was, the sales and some design and helping me project manage and schedule and whatever. But yeah, we've developed and grown and created really strong structure so that now we have myself as basically looking after the design side, and then estimating / production management is another guy. He has that's his. I'm a bit more of a creative slash, I don't know, I guess more left brain.
Yep.
Um,
Visionary.
the estimating was always my struggle, like this getting down, like people who like to be accountants or so our guy Justin is like phenomenal. His brain is just like a
He's
computer.
on
It's
it.
like he does not miss a thing. It's incredible.
Awesome.
Using things like LMN whenever also helps with that, but like
Yeah.
just the way his brain works is he's so methodical. So then yeah, he holds me to account because
Hmm.
I can't miss things in my design, right? I've had to really develop that part of the design process where like it's not just like, oh, this is a concept. Yeah, it is a concept up to a certain point, but at a point
Right.
it has to be built.
Yeah.
So our strict process slash Justin's computer brain is really making me grow in that side where it needs to be perfect in that
Yeah.
way. So
It's so great to hear that like you're in I don't know another wording for it, but it's like you're in your lane, right? You're a creative, you're left-brained. And then Justin, he knows the numbers, he's right-brained, and he is in his lane. And that is where the magic happens, right?
totally, we
Like
call
if
it three
you
people in the right seat on the bus. So
Absolutely. Right person, right place, right time. And if you are, and I struggle with this personally because I'm a solopreneur, right? I don't have
you need
employees,
to be everything.
right? I need to be everything. But eventually it's like, okay, I really struggle with the bookkeeping and the accounting. That's me, right? Because I'm a creative. I don't want to do the accounting. I don't want to do the paperwork. So that
That
would be something that once I'm ready to grow, to delegate, right? Delegate those tasks that we're not good at and we don't enjoy.
and I learned really early. So like I said, I've been with Maple Ridge for 19 or 20 years, and I originally when I got into the profession, I started my own company. I started on my own because you're 20 something years old, and I was working. So I started in landscaping back in high school. Didn't really have any. It's like I didn't grow up in a family business or no one. So I grew up actually in St. Mary's, Ontario, not too far from you,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
just out of Stratford. Not a big landscaping town. I think there is a small company there. Maybe it's still there, St. Mary's Landscaping, but not really. Wasn't on my radar when I was younger. I didn't work there as a summer job or anything like that. So
Hmm.
I didn't really get introduced until the landscape world until I moved to Burlington in late, kind of like end of high school with my family, and like Burlington, Oakville. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of landscape companies, right? So
Yep.
it was kind of a pretty standard summer job. So my boss, actually a good friend of mine, Tim, who owns Maple Ridge, we worked together for a company in Oakville. Um, and then we both, when we, got married and started families, and it's kind of like, okay, well, what are we going to do next? We both started our own companies.
Yep.
He started about a year before me. I started my own as well. And then both of us were just like being the solopreneurs, right? We both had one kid, uh, working all
It's a
day
lot.
ourselves, right? Like shoveling stuff into a trailer and then going and shoveling it out and then doing the job by yourself, maybe with a high school kid or something as a helper, and then trying to sell and design at night and every weekend. And it's just like 24/7
Yeah.
all the time. We're both like, what are we doing? This is crazy. So my strength was I just wanted to build the jobs. I just, at that time, was young in your 20s, full of piss and vinegar, and you just want to build
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
And he has a degree in economics. He's more of a business brain. So we were chatting one day over a beer, and it was like, dude, why don't you just come run my construction side so that I can build this business? I'm like, I'm in, because all I want to
Yeah.
do is build the business side. I was doing okay. I was getting work or whatever, but like, it's like Saturday afternoon. I'm like, oh, I should really catch up on this paper. Like, nope, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
right. So being in business is not for, I mean, having to start your own, like that's kind of like when you're young. My son is the same, right? He's in grade 11. It's like, I'm going to own my own business. I'm like, that's great. I love the passion, but it's not something that you need to do to feel successful,
Right.
right? I've been with working for Maple Ridge for 19 years. And I love it. I don't feel
Yeah.
like I don't feel like I settled by not having my own business. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been able to succeed and achieve what I want to achieve without having that stress of something that I'm not made for.
Right.
Whereas Tim and the others in our company, the ability to really focus on what they're really made for. And then
Yeah.
23 years later, we're successful. So,
It is definitely not for everyone.
no,
So I know in my own experience too, I've worked with people as employees that thought, you know what, I really enjoy doing this, so I'm going to start my own business. But what they enjoy doing is not owning a business. What they enjoy doing is being outside, being physical, meeting new people, the challenges of the different properties. And every property, every client is different. And that's what they like. They like the work. But you can't work on your business and in your business at the same time.
Totally.
And that was
Yeah.
something I've learned from watching
If you
another business fail,
if you
right?
read business books, which I probably should do more of, uh, or within the podcast, which I do, that's what you'll hear all the time. Right? You should be, especially at a certain point, you need to be working on your business, not in your business.
Yeah.
And the sooner you can start doing that, the better. If you want to actually be successful.
Hmm.
But it's really, I mean, I get it. There's a sweet spot that you can eventually get to, but it takes many, many, many years as a solopreneur to build yourself up to that point that you're able to, like that. Hiring that first person is a huge commitment,
Oh,
and
yes. That's where I'm at. So
yeah,
this is my fifth season in business, and I know that this year isn't it, but next year I'm going to be close. If not, it's next year. So it's like,
yeah,
do I do it? Not yet. Not yet.
I know. So I would encourage you to just, at some point, you just got to rip the band-aid and just do it
Right? You
because
just got to do
yeah,
it.
that decision is really hard, and I get it because now you're responsible for a human.
Yeah.
And like, do I have enough to keep them busy? And what if I can't? And then they can't pay their bills and like all these things. And then it's another part of your brain that now I'm also thinking about this person, right? So I
Yeah.
get it, and it's expensive as well, right? It's our biggest expense is our labor force.
Yep, and that's what I hear from my network and the professional networks that I'm involved in. I see everybody else hiring people and struggling with the labor force, right? And the risks that that comes with. And so I'm just trying to hold off maybe as long as I can. So,
Yeah,
but I'm also, I've just started working with Knowledge Tree Consulting as a coaching, and they've definitely brought to the forefront of my mind that, okay, I know you're almost there, but you're not quite there. Like,
yeah.
don't do it yet. Don't do it yet.
That's
So,
what I love about George, like George Avari. He's
yeah.
not afraid to say how it is.
Oh, and he laid it out for me, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. That's what we need. So. Um, I want to come back to you said that you're with Maple Ridge for 20 years and the company is 23 years old. So we heard a little bit about you and Ju is it Justin
So
or
Jeff, one of my coworkers, the owner is
okay,
Tim.
Tim.
Yeah.
So you guys were friends before starting business because you guys worked together at another company. But how did you get to that other company? Like when you were a kid, were you outside and like at a farm and thinking, I'm going to be a landscaper? Or were you thinking you were going to grow up and be an astronaut? Like when did
Oh,
the light switch go off for you?
yeah, like I said, I grew up in small town, St. Mary's, Ontario, not a big landscaping town. Wasn't really, so I mean, out there, it's a lot of farm work. So I mean, definitely grew up working like ever since I was, 12, 13. It was like,
Yeah,
come from a family of seven kids. So and I'm right in the middle. So no way were we getting a ride to work. So it was get on your bike. And if you want to work, you're getting on your bike and you're getting
yeah.
there, right? Learn how to have good work ethic early. So lots of farm work, picking
Awesome.
rocks, hay baling, corn detasseling. Any farm kids listening right now are probably having like shuddering down in their
Oh yeah,
bones.
I work tobacco.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh
too.
yeah, that was something.
Not easy jobs, but taught us how to work and whatever. But yeah, so anyway, not landscaping there. But when I moved to the Golden Horseshoe area, Burlington, so my boss Tim, his brother-in-law owns a pretty well-established company in Oakville, so he was already working there summers.
Hmm.
He got me a job. So I think it was summer of grade 12, probably, that I started working
Okay.
there. So that was kind of my intro. So at the time we were working, maybe it was grade 11, I'm not sure, it doesn't matter. But so myself, Tim, and a couple of our other high school friends were a maintenance crew,
Right.
which was like the best summer of my life. It was so much fun, right? Because working with your buddies all day and
Outside working on your
like
tan.
mostly
Yeah.
commercial property maintenance. So you're outside. It's not like back then because it was just commercial stuff. Wasn't like super persnickety work. It was just like cut, trim, blow, one
Yeah.
after the next. So you're having a great time working with your buddies, getting lots of hours and making good money. And then yeah, kind of one thing led to another. And then I ended up on the construction division there. And then
Nice.
from there, kind of launched into a couple other jobs in the construction side of landscaping.
Right.
And then I actually ended up, so I got married and started having kids. And I was in the winters, I wasn't snow clearing. I was actually working at this chicken farm
Yep.
with my brother, cleaning barns, which was another terrible job in the winter. But when I was getting married, the owner of the farm approached me and said, "Hey, like you're getting married. I just bought this farm out in Cayuga. It comes with a house. Are you interested in moving there and becoming a manager?" So I said, "Hey, pretty good opportunity. Year-round work." At the time, I wasn't. I was mostly just kind of going off on EI in the winters.
Yeah.
Year-round work comes with a house, so I did that for 6 years. Managed
Wow.
a complete shift. Managed a poultry operation in Cayuga, Caledonia area, and my wife was teaching in Burlington, so that was about an hour drive each way for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, long story short, when we started having a family, it was like, okay, we either got to make a decision. We got to make a decision. We either got to commit to this farm life, which we enjoyed, but
Yep.
had its limitations with, you know, basically you're always working on the farm,
Yep.
and then of course living in Cayuga, or we got to get out now.
Yeah.
The only other thing I knew what to do was landscaping, so we
Hmm.
said, oh, let's go for it. So we started. I started my own company,
Yep.
and just kind of went for it. So I started out getting my own work. It was just strictly construction, and then I was actually doing a fair bit of subcontracting for Tim, my current boss,
Yep.
and then another guy. So in the end, I had my company for about 2.5 years, but closer to the end, I was basically working strictly for Tim and for one other guy, and then we kind of got swallowed up. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's how I got into it. I mean, I fell in love with the construction side of landscaping real fast because I got to use my body like physically, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I love being outside, which I
Hmm.
still do, and creativity, like especially back then, like because we were both me and Tim were pretty much working on site together. There wasn't really like, okay, we're not like working off this design. It was like we have an idea of what we're doing.
Yeah.
We've kind of sold this idea to the client. There might sometimes Tim would like kind of scrawl something out on whatever, and then that's what I was working off of. But it was really just kind of like make it up as you go and make it beautiful. Which
Yeah. I hear a lot of that too, especially from like previous owners and whatnot, or when they first started their business, how often it was just, chatting on site with a client. And because you've already established that trust with that client, you can do a scribble on a napkin and they're like, yep, sounds good. Let's do it.
100%, yeah.
Right? Something else you mentioned too about, the best summer ever, working with friends and working outside. And I think something that really attracted me to this profession early on is on site, there really isn't a lot of micromanaging happening. And from my experience working in retail, customer service, I've worked at call centers, I worked in construction with the only other employee was the owner, so it was just the two of us. Like, talk about micromanaging. It was a very toxic workplace, actually. Um, but it was so freeing being on a job site and your manager or your crew lead is saying, okay, here's the plan. Here's where this is going to go. Here's the patio. This is what it's going to look like. Make it happen. Here's your timeline. Here's the budget. I don't care how you do it
When I think
because I
back to
trust you to do it. Like,
when I think
amazing.
back to some of the projects that we were on as like 20-year-olds,
Yep.
I'm like, my goodness, someone just let us do that on our property. Like,
Right.
like we're operating machinery that we've never operated before. We're bringing in like boulders and trees that are enormous, like all these things, but
Yeah.
you
But
just
we're
did it.
problem solvers, right? We'll
Yeah,
figure it out. And that's something I really find very stimulating and satisfying about this profession is because we're on a job site and we have a plan. We have a general idea of what we're going to do. We have our materials, and then something is going to happen. It's almost always inevitable. Maybe it's got a really high water table that you weren't expecting.
yeah,
Okay, pivot, pivot. It's my favorite Friends episode. Pivot when they're carrying the couch up the stairs.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, because no 2 days are the same. No two properties are the same. No two clients are the same. And I just love that you really have to be doing something terribly wrong if you are bored working in the landscape profession. You
100%.
know? So,
I mean, it's been probably 8 or 10 years like since I've been on a field crew, and I that's what I miss the most about it was that creative problem solving side.
Yeah.
Just figuring stuff out on the go, having a good time doing it, trying not to take yourself too seriously, and not get too stressed about when
Yeah.
things go on or timelines or whatever.
Yep. But and that trust in your team that, you know what, we're going to figure it out. Whatever the environment or the property or the client throws our way, we're going to figure this out together. Like it's just, I freaking love it. So,
And seeing the client come home like 99.9% of the time, the client come home after their day of work, whatever, and just be blown away by what you've accomplished in a day is,
it's
I
so
mean, the other
rewarding.
side of it is, and we always chuckle about this, is the first day, right? Like the client signs the contract, whatever, you get schedule, and then you come and you just obliterate their property in the first day.
Yeah.
And they're like, what
Oh
have we
my
just
gosh.
done? What have we done?
Yeah.
Because the property is now a nightmare. And you're like,
Oh yeah.
trust us, trust us. It's gonna, because then like it starts going spiraling in
Turns
a
around
positive
really fast.
very
Yeah.
quickly. But that first day is like, I think almost every client has a little minor heart attack of what has
Yeah.
happened to
I always stress the importance of being proactive versus reactive. And in our industry, we have the ability to communicate and set expectations before something happens. We've done this before. We know that the first day, it's going to be hell on earth. So if we can prepare our clients and that homeowner to know that, you know what, your lawn is going to look like shit.
them.
There's no other way to put it. And if it rains, it's going to be a mud pit. It's
Oh
going to be
yeah,
a slip and slide. But I tell you, we've done this before. If this happens, we know how to do it. We're going to fix the lawn on our way out. We're going to start at the back of the property and work our way out. So it's going to be a slosh pit for a while, but I got you,
yeah.
right? Being proactive instead of getting that phone call from the client. So you guys dug out a patio yesterday and overnight it filled with water and now I have a swimming pool. Okay, it's better to let them know that this could happen, but we know how to prevent that because we've done this
100%.
before, right?
And we'll extend
So,
that actually to we'll extend that to the neighbors. So first day,
absolutely.
first day when our crews show up and the foreman and the lead hand are kind of setting things up, whoever else is on site, whether it's one or two laborers, their first job is they go 10 houses either way with door hangers that say, hey,
We're working
um,
in the area. Yep.
basically says, we apologize for the mess that we're making and the noise. We're going to be inconveniencing you for the next X amount of time. Here is our foreman's phone number, and here is our office phone number. If there are any issues at all, give us a call and we will
I
deal.
love that.
Yeah.
What a way, like that is 10xing your customer service,
Yeah,
right? And what another opportunity, right? You are on one job site, but how can we turn that to 10 job sites?
absolutely. Yeah. So I
So,
mean, it's a clever marketing scheme, really. So it's a little bit of
yeah.
damage, also marketing.
I
Exactly.
love I love when you can kill two birds with one stone. You
Yep.
know,
Exactly.
one action gets a whole bunch of results. So, I've got lots of things that I still want to talk to you about, but I'm curious about what's in your coffee mug. I understand you're a coffee and a sparkling water guy.
I'm a coffee, sparkling water guy. Don't drink alcohol anymore.
Good
Definitely
on
very
you.
anymore.
That's a tough hurdle to get over.
It's all good. So, a good friend of mine actually just got back from a month in Costa Rica. And while he was in Costa Rica, I filled in for him at a business networking group that we're a part of. So, as a thank you, he brought me home some whole bean coffee straight from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica coffee.
That's what I'm
So
drinking.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Costa Rica and Colombia are my two favorite. I went to Colombia, oh my gosh, over 15 years ago now. San Andreas Island. It's a little island off the coast of Colombia, but it is part of Colombia. And you can actually rent a golf cart and explore the whole island in a day.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's got like this road that goes all the way around the island. And the coffee I brought home, I should have sent home a whole skid because it was really good.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, highly
No,
recommend. And they had a whole bunch of
I've not been to
adventures.
any Caribbean or South America, Central American places,
Yeah.
but I have plans.
Yep, me too. I have a whole list. So I actually haven't opened mine yet. I've got a Partake Pale Ale. So this is a non-alcoholic beer from Partake, And I was saying actually before we started recording that I'm usually an IPA girl. I like it hoppy. I like them super weird. I love can art. But the pale from Partake is actually really good. So that's what I have. And Partake
Cool.
is in Quebec. Wait, no, it's not. What am
Yeah,
I?
I think it's can.
Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, had a
Um,
few of them. I mean, the beauty of not drinking alcohol in this day and age is, I mean, even 10 years ago, there was like almost zero. It was like cranberry and soda, or
yeah.
like in a bar or whatever, or a restaurant. It was like, here's a pop or cranberry and soda. But the options for mocktails and non-alcoholic beers are really good, actually.
Yeah, and even liquors. So
Yeah.
there's a I forget what the brand is called, but there's a 0% gin.
Yeah.
Um that the best way to put it is it tastes like you are chewing on a juniper shrub.
Love
Like
it.
it is hit in the face. Nobody can say it doesn't have any flavor. So cheers to you and your coffee. I'm gonna have a sip of this.
You enjoy.
Um, oh, that is so good. Another really good one is the Corona Sunbrew is a
Yep.
0% Corona. Delicious.
And the Heineken Zero, actually, like
Oh yeah.
you actually can't really tell the difference between. I'm not really a domestic or import beer guy. Like when I drink
Yep.
beer, definitely crafties.
Yep.
My crafties home. Hamilton, I don't know if you've been to Hamilton, but like we have a plethora of really good microbreweries here.
Nice.
I'm also a cyclist, like kind of like Curtis that you interviewed earlier. So
Oh,
lots of
okay.
biking, and that's kind of like it's kind of like part of the culture, right? So you do a tour of the city and you pop in one of the breweries along the way.
Yep.
So stuff like that, I mean, because most of the breweries have a non-alcoholic option now, so that's really
Yeah, a
good.
lot of them are really starting to kind of explore.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, so myself, I mean, I call myself a recovering alcoholic. So I didn't
yep.
have like a rock bottom moment where, it was a necessity in that way. It's more that I just recognized, thankfully, by the grace of God, before it became a major issue, I recognized that
Yep.
my relationship with alcohol just wasn't a healthy one. So
Mm-hmm.
I was to end that relationship. But others, it's the reason that there are so many options now. I feel is because people are just making that choice, not because they
Yeah,
have alcohol necessarily, but just for a health reason, right? Like for
absolutely. And I love that that there are so many options. I know for me personally, I'm at the point where I'm like, I might be drinking too much, but I'm not bottoming out, right? So I'm not driving drunk. I don't have alcohol in the car. I'm not going to events totally sloshed.
yeah,
I'm not regularly getting wasted. I'm, almost 40, so the idea of a hangover is not appealing to me
yeah,
at all, at all. But I do really look forward to having them, like to having something
yeah.
it's almost like a reward. So I know that I need to change my own perspective. Because when
Mhm.
I'm out there landscaping, I'm like, man, that first beer is going to taste so good when I get home.
Absolutely.
Instead of changing my mindset to being like, hey, you could have a glass of iced water with lemon and it
Yeah.
would probably be just as satisfying, if not more. But I'm
Yeah.
always looking forward to that beer. Damn it.
So,
It's just
no,
gonna
I
be
get
so
it.
good.
I get it. And you know what? I don't fault anybody for that. Like I'm not like a campaigner against alcohol now. It's just it's not for me. But
Yeah.
I mean, I love our microbrewery culture here in Hamilton and all that goes with
Hmm.
it. Everything within reason, obviously, but like, yeah, it's beautiful stuff and it tastes really good.
It
It's
does.
not for me,
And I
but
tip my hat off to you because I'm not ready yet to give it up, but I can see that's where I'm headed.
I'm waiting for the micro sparkling water ease.
Yeah. And
Like
actually, so we
you
talked a
only
bit
have so
about
much
coffee,
quality and carrying. Like there's got to be someone got to get on that train and start making like juniper sparkling water or something. I don't know.
right? Like earthy stuff or whichever. So that's actually something I didn't get to ask you about with sparkling water because I too am, uh, I would say slightly obsessed with sparkling water because I don't like water. I'm one of those weirdos
Yeah,
that people are like, you're supposed to drink 2 liters of water a day. I'm like, no.
So I carry this with me.
Yeah.
This is what, like a gallon?
Oh my
That's,
gosh.
and my wife reminds me that I should probably be drinking like three of these a day. Like, so this is today. I'm there.
Yeah.
It's now 2:30, so I got to get
Right.
working. I got to drink two and a half more of these things. But
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I bike and run multiple times a week. I'm pretty active, and I do not drink nearly enough water. So, because
Yeah.
I hate, I just whatever it is. Same thing with stretching. Like, right? Like I can go and run or bike for 2 hours, but like to actually lay down and stretch for 15 minutes is murder. I hate it. So
Right.
same thing
It's
with
so
water.
weird because I think there's got to be some research out there. I've just never bothered to look it up, but I half wonder if maybe some people don't need all the water that most people do. Because if I drink half of one of those, so I have the same bottle actually that you have, but mine's lime green because I'm obsessed with green. But if I drink half of that, I won't get any work done because I'll be using the bathroom 5 times a day.
I have the same problem. So
I got
I,
work to do. I'm too
if you ever
busy.
come and visit our office out in Linden, Ontario, out by Brantford, where my design loft is a loft, so I'm up a set of stairs
Yep,
uh, with no access to a bathroom. So every time I got to go to the bathroom, it's up and down.
you're getting your steps in.
Get my steps in, and yeah. So if I drink a lot of these, or too many water, or too many coffees, sorry, then it's bad news. Or maybe it's good news because I'm getting the steps in. I don't know.
Right? Interesting. I've actually one of the things I think it's from I was gonna say Subway, not Subway, Sobeys. I think it's a Blue Menu. Do you know
Yeah,
this? It's like a
BC.
healthy, but Blue Menu, they've got a whole, or it's my compliments or our compliments or something. They have a line of sparkling waters, and there's one that's coconut pineapple that is so good. It tastes like you're on a beach.
Yeah, I
So
can get pina colada. Okay,
not
that's good.
everybody's into the coconut thing, I
I,
understand,
uh,
but that
I,
sparkling water, so good.
I pretty much strictly if it's going to be flavored, it's either grapefruit or lime for me.
Yep.
But I'm a bit of a because I was a beer connoisseur and I like certain ones. I'm kind of the same thing with sparkling water. So like
Yep.
not knocking bubbly as the brand, but it's just bubbly doesn't
Do it
do
for
it for
you.
like
Yep.
it's Perrier or San Pellegrino because I think
That's the one I was gonna ask, San
we're talking
Pellegrino.
about and we're talking about like we're getting so specific. It's like the bubbles, right? So the
Yep.
sharpness of the bubbles. So like a bubbly or even like the compliments, whatever. Like it's like sharp, like it almost hurts.
Yep.
And San Pellegrino and Perrier, it's like I don't know how they do it.
Softer.
I'm not sure how
Yeah.
they do it for me, but it's softer. So
It's not as intense. That's my problem with pop. Like when I
yeah,
hear people or I see people and they can just chug a Coke, like my throat burns just thinking about it.
yeah,
But the blood orange San Pellegrino
super
is my
good.
favorite. Very
That is
good.
my
Okay, what else are we going to talk about? Mentorship. So something that you mentioned on the podcast or the questionnaire is actually your cousin Jake as
yeah.
a mentor. So let me know about Jake. How does he influence you?
Funny story. So he's actually married to my cousin, so he's not blood cousin,
Oh,
but like
okay.
call my cousin. But so anyway, Jake and me have known each other for probably 10-ish years. We didn't actually meet until 6 years ago.
Huh.
So we both have we share a lot of interests. We're both heavy into cycling, being outdoors, those sorts of things. And
Hmm.
so we followed each other on Instagram and talked like weekly, but I'd never actually seen him face to face. And like had good long discussions and shared all kinds of stuff and encourage each other on some cycling races and stuff that we were doing, those sorts of things. And then about 6 years ago, I flew with my family out to BC, and we actually stayed with him at his house with him and his family for 2 weeks, and that
Hmm.
was amazing. And then ever since then, my wife and I have gone back and forth to their place a few times, and we keep in touch. But yeah, so the reason that I would say that I would choose, even though I've actually had very little FaceTime with Jake, um, I chose him as a mentor to me mainly because of his outlook on life. So he owns a custom design build home and renovation company. So most of his work is Vancouver and Vancouver Island. So that if you understand that market, it's pretty high end stuff and it's
Hmm.
pretty intense. He has 5 kids. 2 of them are adopted from Vietnam.
Wow.
And so he's a busy, busy guy, but he has always just had the most positive outlook, whether it's business
Hmm.
or friendship or family or whatever. So I mean, he's kind of taught me not take myself so seriously, right? That's kind of his mantra. Um, he is a serious businessman. He runs a very successful business. He's a serious family man. He has a beautiful, loving, amazing family and an incredible marriage and a really close family and all these sorts of things. But he's
Hmm.
also probably the funniest guy you've ever met, and he just does not take himself seriously. Not in a negative way. Like
Yeah.
he's not a goof, but he's just like he just enjoys life, and that exudes out of him into his relationships, whether it's business or family or whatever. So yeah, and he just super super encouraging.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's kind of what I took from him. I mean, I would just plug him in with a number of other people, but yeah, he was the first guy that came to mind for me.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I got a few others. I mean, in the profession, like Fred Post that you interviewed a few months
Great
ago.
guy. So glad I got the chance to meet
I've
him.
known him for a long time. He's been through some difficult times in his life, and
Hmm.
again, just a really positive outlook and a heart of service, like just to give back to people.
Yeah.
Um, his wife actually teaches with my wife. They're coworkers.
Oh, wow.
She's also a lovely person. But yeah, Fred would be another one that I would say in the profession, like just for
Hmm.
look. Yeah, so many people. I mean, I run with a group of guys every Monday and Friday mornings.
Yep.
6 a.m. down at a park downtown Hamilton, and in that group too, there's these guys who probably have 20 years on me, maybe 10 years on me, and are just I like to say that they're who I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
Just like solid, loving people who just kind of lead by example and um, just have empathy for people and really
Yeah.
care. Just like honestly care and aren't afraid to kind of like I said with George Uvari, right? Like they're just not afraid to just call you out.
Yep. Say it
And
how it is.
exactly.
Yeah. And that's how we grow, right? If we have mentors who are just cheering us on all the time, but not being constructive or not giving us points of growth, then they're just swishing pom-poms around,
Exactly.
right? Like a real mentor can get in there, and because you trust them, they're gonna lay it out for you.
Absolutely.
And that's gold.
So many people I've met along the way, whether in landscape material or I mean, owners of other companies or people who work for different companies than me are have just been incredible examples of so much of that over the years. We've
Hmm.
had great consultants in our like that have come to help us with our management of our company, but
Yep.
even just taking the time to reach out to congratulate you for something or kind of like what I was saying before with collaborating, like our industry, right? Like we're so collaborative as an industry here in Ontario, especially.
Yep.
Uh, so I noticed I haven't actually listened to that episode yet, but I noticed that you interviewed Danae. Uh,
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
so I met
I'm a big
her.
fan.
I don't know her, but I've met her. I bumped into her a couple of times at designers conference and just said hello. And then I follow her on Instagram, or whatever. But that's what I talked to her about last time I did talk to her at the designers conference was she's blown away. She comes from the West Coast
Yeah.
and she comes here to landscape materials function, right? Which is like kind
Yeah,
of
to
so
see
I was
how we do things, and she's thinking
asking her
about
like
implementing.
why is that? Like why do you come here for that? Like you're taking a pretty good chunk of your time to come out and actually like teach here, whatever. She's like she's blown away by what she sees here
Yeah.
as a collaborative, loving group of people who, by right, should be competing with each other. And I mean, we kind of are competing with each other, but not in a negative way. We're actually really collaborative and helpful and loving to each other.
Hmm.
And I think she kind of hopes to build that same type of thing out in the West Coast.
Absolutely.
But yeah, being involved in this industry and just seeing that and being a part of it is it's pretty uplifting. It's amazing.
Absolutely. I loved what you said too about um oh my gosh, my brain totally just stopped working. That's the ADHD.
On Friday, it's 2:45 on
It's
Friday,
Friday,
Sandy.
it's 2:45. Um, oh my gosh, the thing about working together, and then you were talking about collaboration, and then you were, oh, you know what? I'm gonna rewatch this episode later and be like, oh, yeah, duh. There's a thing you said like 2 minutes ago. No, I didn't write it down, so lost it. It'll come back to me.
I don't
Um,
remember they normally. So
oh, the not taking yourself too seriously, right? There
yes,
is magic in taking your work, your profession, and what you do, your actions, your choices, the things that you do, taking that seriously, but not taking yourself too seriously.
100%.
I get a little obsessed about this concept, but we are all experiencing the human experience for the first time where we're at. Someone
Yeah,
else might have been a landscape company owner before us, but that doesn't change the fact that when they went through it, they were experiencing it for the first time. Like we need to give ourselves a little slack,
there's
right?
a good quote from I think it's Seth Godin talking about imposter syndrome. It's not really a quote, I guess, but kind of what he talks about it with imposter syndrome is something like the chances of you being the one person who's a professional at that one thing that you're stressing about being an imposter of is like the chances are like it's impossible. Like
Right.
where everyone is figuring everything out all at the same time, right? Like
Absolutely.
so because like I don't know, I think I talked about that in the questionnaire that you sent, right? Like
Yeah,
imposter.
imposter syndrome's a big one, and
And
it's a repeating theme on this podcast because I think we all experience it at one point or the other.
well, especially
And
as hindsight, I mean, if I want to go to like a full level, like I have zero design training. I did not go to school for design. I have never taken and I didn't go to Fanshawe or Mohawk or
yeah,
any of those things. I'd been landscaping for X number of years. Our company was growing.
yeah.
Tim, the owner, was doing most of the design and sales, and he needed to step out of that. And it was kind of a natural progression for me to. I've been doing it for like a dumb Dutchman for whatever years my body was feeling it, and it was like, hey, do you want to? It's either sales or design. I'm like, well, I don't want. I definitely don't want to do
Yeah,
sales.
don't want sales.
So I more or less kind of like over a winter taught myself Dynascape, and there you go. Now I'm a designer, right? So
Yeah.
you want to talk about imposter syndrome, it's like I go to like a designers conference or talk to other, and they're all talking all these technical this and that. I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but I can make designs that sell, right? So
Yeah. And what's great too about being the designer with your company is you've grown with the company, so the company can read and understand your designs and they know what they need to do,
100%.
right? So, do you have your CLD? Just out of curiosity?
No, and so you mentioned it in your episode with I think Dave Wright, and that kind of got me thinking about it again because Fred Post has encouraged me multiple times to pursue it. So I've
Yeah.
kind of looked into like the grandfathering or even not.
Well, and
But
even so that's
again, that
changed.
that
Were
again
you
that
aware of that?
they're like, well, you should have this whatever, and I'm like, I don't know any of it. So anyway, but I think
Okay.
I've been
I
designing for a lot of years.
Yep.
Would probably qualify, but
So
someday.
I really feel like I have to take this opportunity to talk about the CLD, which is the Certified Landscape Designer um, designation, because I'm a member of the designers committee, right? And there's been a huge change in how people can get their CLD. It's something that I've avoided slash procrastinated because of imposter syndrome, thinking I don't want to stand in front of a whole bunch of people and have them judge me and say whether or not I'm good enough. Like it's intimidating. But a very dear friend and mentor of mine, Lexi Dearborn, actually called me yesterday on the phone and she said, "So this whole thing has just changed. So you're going for your CLD, right?" And I said, "I guess." And she's like, "No, no, you are." I was like,
Okay.
"Okay." This is one of my mentors that sometimes you need a good push, right? Sometimes it's a push or a pull, and
Yep.
Lexi is definitely that for me. But instead of grandfathering now, so we've kind of gone away with that wording. It's called the legacy program. And if you have more than 12 years of design experience, you can just submit 3 projects and have 2 CLDs sign off on it. You don't need to do all the exams and all the XY scary stuff.
Yeah, yeah. all the big portfolio-y things.
Yeah. So I actually just qualified this year. This year is my 12th year with enough landscape design experience.
I'd have to
So
look
I'm
back.
just gonna put that little bug in your ear. I actually have the email from Lexi, so I'm gonna forward you that after the podcast.
I appreciate that.
Um, so if anyone is interested in getting a CLD, their designation, they can reach out to myself. I'd be happy to forward along the information. But things are changing, and it is within reach, my friend, if it is
You
something
heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
you heard it here for the first time, coming to you live from London, Ontario. Except it's not live. We're pre-recording it. So we are just about at time. But I did want to ask you about uh, something else too that I mean, there's so many things here on your list that I wanted to talk about. We'll just have to do a part two. That's how it goes. But so you are a self-proclaimed podcast guy that you like listening to your podcasts. And you mentioned the Rocky Talkie podcast. So what is this about?
Yeah, so I'm mainly a podcast guy because my ADHD brain does not. I mean, I read. I definitely read, but to read like business or for lack of a better word, self-improvement books, I can't. Like I try and I really try because there's definitely books that are recommended to me all the time, but like I need a hook. Like I just get so
Yep.
bored reading them that I can't continue. So I have so many that I've started and kind of there and I dabble, but whatever. Anyway, so I read. I don't read like fiction or like fantasy books or whatever, but like I read mostly biographies, mostly about extreme sports people. But
Okay.
podcasts are what get me. So I usually listen to when I drive. It's about a 25-minute drive to work for me. So pretty much every drive I'm listening to a podcast. So I'll cue some up.
Nice.
Rocky Talkie is one of them that I listen to. So a guy that I know through our business network, but also through the restaurant scene here, Rocky Riccatoni owns a really cool spot here in Hamilton called St. James, and then a couple espresso bars in Burlington as well. And he has a podcast. So Rocky is a musician, a restaurant owner, just kind of like a scene guy, like an urban scene guy.
Okay.
And the cool thing about Rocky Talkie is that it's people that, not all of them, but like a lot of people that I know, right? Like they're local Hamilton, a restaurant owner or a musician or a tattoo artist
Oh,
or
cool.
and then so like they're people that you kind of like know of, but he does it's long form, so similar to this. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
So that's one of them for sure. And then just kind of the general gamut of podcasts where it's whether it's true crime or whatever.
Yeah, I saw you have a thing for true crime, so do I.
Yeah, those are just my guilty pleasure ones.
So what's one true crime podcast I need to check out? Just
So
one.
actually, so CBC actually does really great podcast series. So there's one called Someone Knows Something,
Okay.
which so David Ridgen is the host, and he's like an investigative journalist with
Yeah.
CBC, and a lot of them are missing persons cases where not he doesn't necessarily solve them, but he just goes back and so in some cases he's uncovered more evidence, blah blah blah, interviews and whatever. It is really well done.
Nice.
Um, I listen to another guilty pleasure is this called Real Survival Stories. Real
Okay.
Survival. So it's just exactly like what it sounds like.
Yeah. People
So
getting through, pushing through.
surviving, whether it's a shark attack or getting lost at sea for periods of time, whatever, and it's just well done.
Wow.
Yeah, and I listen to a lot of sports. So I'm a sports guy, but not traditional. Like I don't watch hockey or golf or football or anything like that. It's cycling, but more specifically endurance gravel cycling and
Okay.
sort of stuff. Yeah, so lots of
Awesome.
that. But yeah, it's a very niche thing. So most people get bored of that, but
I
that's
like
kind of
it.
that's what I do when I'm not working. So yeah, I talked about my quote in the questionnaire from Seth Godin is instead of wondering when your next vacation is, why don't you create a life that you don't need to escape from?
Yes. That's
And
gold.
I have tried to live by that as much as possible. And I mean, I guess at the extreme end of that, it's like win the lottery and then you don't have to worry about anything. But
Right.
other ways, even though I mean, I can't like just escape life. I have to still work and I have a family and
Yep.
I have other commitments. But in that, there are ways that you can create a life like don't overcommit. And set things, like even just little minor things, like I like to go for a run on Monday mornings and Friday mornings. And I
Yep.
know that if I don't set out my socks and my shoes and my shorts and my water and stuff like that the
The
night
night
before,
before, you're not going to do it.
I'm probably not going to do it. Right.
Yeah.
Or even if I have to go back into the room and disturb my wife who's sleeping, that's not
Yeah.
going to go over others. So I need to set up. So just little things in life that help you to create that life you don't need to escape from. There's just efficiencies and things. So anyway, that's
That's such a huge thing. I'm a big pusher of finding the joy. You know what? We can't always control what happens to us. We can't always control the situations we find ourselves in. But on the whole, for life, you got to find the joy. You know,
absolutely.
get it. What drives you? What fills your cup? What sets you on fire? And
Taking
do
time
more of that.
when you find the thing that gives you joy and re-energizes you so that you're going to be a better person for others,
Hmm.
make sure you take time to do it. There's always going to be more work and there's always going to be that one more email, but like, you know what, if you really think about it, they could probably wait so you can actually take that 15 minutes or half an hour or an hour and go and do that thing that actually recharges you, because you're going to be a better person
Absolutely.
outside of that, and you're actually going to get more of that other stuff done
Oh
rather
yeah.
rather than just buckling down and zoning into that
I forget
task.
who it was who uses the analogy about being on an airplane and you put on your own mask first.
Mm.
And that the first time that I heard that, it really hit me because I'm someone who's always you know, I'm sitting beside a child. I got to
Yeah,
take care of that child first. But long term, you need to put your own mask on first so that you can stop worrying about you and care about the other people, right? And
yeah,
as much as I come from a not a Rotary family, but I have a lot of experience with Rotary. I've been on the Rotary Youth Exchange, the Career Exchange. I was a Rotarian officially for a number of years. But this concept of service above self, and I definitely believe in that. But on the flip side of that, you need to fill your own cup first. And if you keep filling your cup, it's going to overflow, and then you can help other people then. But you got to
mm,
fill your own cup first.
absolutely. Yeah, when you're at your best self, you're going to be your best self for others.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not going to be at your best self if you're not looking after yourself. So
absolutely. Well, with that, I think we are out of time. John, it's been awesome having you on the show. It's been really great to meet you virtually. I'm sure I'll see you either at Congress or other events. Are
yeah,
you
it's kind of
going?
funny because we've never actually met face to face, but now that we've done this, we'll probably see each other everywhere. So
Yeah, now we'll see each other all the time. So, are you going to the peer-to-peer summit event on April 4th
I
at
am not.
LO? No?
I have another commitment from that day. So
Oh, darn. Okay. Well, I'll take lots of notes.
sounds great.
Okay. John, I will see you around. Thanks again.
Thanks, Heather.
Cheers.
Have a great
That concludes this week's episode, hosted by me, Heather Gerard, at My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's some info about our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, your landscaping business needs modern solutions to keep up with the change. That's where EXT comes in. EXT is revolutionizing the way you manage projects and streamlines your landscaping, snow removal, and construction operations. Instead of juggling 5 different software packages, endless spreadsheets, losing track of leads, and missing out on potential sales, you could be leveraging AI job routing, client management, and financial insights with a modern mobile app that employees love to use. With EXT's flat rate pricing, you'll never be caught off guard. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech today to learn more. And for additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you. See you next week for another episode of Hops and Hedges.